As you can hear, a wonderful atmosphere inside Thomond Park. Defeat in Bordeaux has been compounded by the collateral damage of injuries to key players. Barron, John Hodnett, Gavin Coombs, Calvin Nash, all missing this afternoon. Niall Scannell comes into the front row. There are changes happening as we speak. Craig Casey, we understand, has picked up an illness during the warm-up and won't start, so Conor Murray will come in. There's also a shift in the back row as well. Jack O'Donoghue, we understand, will start. Peter O'Mahony appears to be the player who has been forced out also, so injury worries abound for Munster ahead of this really intriguing game against the Vodacom Bulls. Jake White reacts to their quarter-final Challenge Cup exit at the hands of Edinburgh in the Scottish capital last weekend by making half a dozen changes to his starting 15. Jan-hendrik Wessels comes in at loose head. The back row battle will be huge in terms of the overall outcome. All changed then at 9 and 10 for last season's beaten finalists in the URC. Embrose, Papier and Johan Goosen in, Berger and Johannes onto the bench. Canan Moodie, excellent off the bench at the Hive against Edinburgh last week, and Sebastian de Klerk returns from suspension on the opposite wing. But we will keep an eye on this Munster line-out as they come out of the dressing rooms in the next moment or two. We did see Craig Casey making his way off the pitch. He didn't look in the best of health, so Conor Murray, what a player to bring in, but Craig Casey, having returned Barry Murphy from injury only recently, has been in excellent form. And as I was about to say in my team news, him and Craig Casey and Jack Crowley together at 9 and 10 in that axe is going to be so pivotal to this game today and Munster over the course of the run-in. Late changes to his side never help, compounded by the fact they're missing 3 or 4 on account of that game in Bordeaux last week.
Yeah, not easy for Munster. Craig Casey's such an important player for them. He'd be bitterly disappointed. He did so well to come back from that knee injury way ahead of time. It was unbelievable in that game against La Rochelle, and he would have been reeling from that loss against Bordeaux last week with an opportunity to right a few wrongs here. But as you said, what a man to step up to the plate. Conor Murray, we won't see him pulling on the Munster jersey too many more times, so to be fair, it's brilliant to see him getting a start. Peter O'Mahony, unfortunately, did look like he was struggling with a hamstring, I think, during the week, so he was always a bit touch and go. And again, Jack O'Donoghue, another Munster stalwart, so good to have him come in as well. But yeah, frustrating for Munster to not get off to the start they would have wanted.
So a little bit of a cabinet reshuffle in the back row. Bulls' first visit to Thomond Park in well over 2 years, beaten 31-17 on their only previous outing here back in October of 2022. From their point of view, head coach, director of rugby Jake White, bitterly disappointed by his side's, in the end, rather tame Challenge Cup exit last week. A little bit like Munster, they were slow starters against Edinburgh, found themselves in a 14-point hole. After only 14 minutes, they didn't really land a punch until the 50th minute of the game. Can they settle into the rhythm here against those late changes to the Munster side? Try and come out with all guns blazing. Change at number 10, as I said, in Bulls ranks to see Johan Goosen bringing that experience in. A little kick over the top, came to nothing, and under pressure now from Canan Moodie is Thaakir Abrahams. Settling influence on a wise exit from inside that Munster 22 from the steady hand of the tiller Conor Murray.
Yeah, he's a bit nervous with one pass that went over about 4 players' heads there, Conor Murray. He'd be happy to get that off. It's going to be an interesting battle, isn't it, to see? There's going to be so many little battles across this game. Bulls classically really strong team to start in the first opening 20-25 minutes. Munster the opposite, so a lot of shadow boxing we'll see at the start, I'm sure.
Both sides well documented as to their line-out travails last week in European competition. Akker van der Merwe normally pretty accurate with the starts, and they've got so many really good line-out technicians within their resources, the Bulls, that Ruan Norkia in particular, who calls the line-out on a week-to-week basis, really unhappy with how they performed at the Hive against Edinburgh. That's off the left boot from Jack Crowley into the hands of Canan Moodie. Interesting to see that he's back in the starting team this afternoon. Just as I was about to sing his praises, he's spilled it forward in the contact. But an exceptional talent.
Yeah, I was just about to say he looks so relaxed every time he gets the ball, probably a bit too relaxed there. The rain has stopped, but it's still going to be pretty greasy here. And nice bit of skill from Jack Crowley there just to turned off his favourite right foot and put his just better than his left foot is definitely better than my left, or his left foot is better than my right foot. He rifled that one down the touchline. And I knew he had to avoid putting it directly into touch, but interesting as well. And from Johan Goosen, he's gone to a chip twice in the opening 2 minutes, so they've obviously spotted something. It's a relatively new back three for Munster, constantly changing there, so try and upset the balance there.
Andrew Smith and Seán O'Brien both in scintillating try-scoring form. Seán O'Brien coming back in, having been on the fringes in terms of European duty over the last couple of weeks, but he's 3 tries in his last 3 in the URC. As always, of course, this will be a massive flashpoint, as it has proved already in the big games across the weekend. We saw it in Edinburgh last week. We saw it earlier today in Cape Town, where Connacht were a little bit unlucky, maybe a little bit more than that, not to come away with all 5 points in their game against the DHL Stormers. The race to the 8. There's confirmation of Jack O'Donoghue on that open side flank, or at least wearing number 7. So all changed utterly. Alex Kendellen was selected to play at number 8, so he's in the number 8 jersey, but operating on the flank. Tom Ahern closest to us, back in the blindside flank role this evening. Not a great deal of stability, a little bit over-eager from the Bulls front row, and then from the back row, and Marcel could see it, ingratiating himself to the Thomond Park faithful.
Yeah, be well used to it, wouldn't he? Gone toe-to-toe with Munsters for so many years up in Ulster. What a hero he was for them up there. What a player. He'll be getting all his new teammates well used to how to handle this Thomond Park crowd.
So up into the sky it goes from the boot of Jack Crowley, and it's fielded by Sebastian de Klerk back into the side following his suspension after that red card against Leinster at Loftus a few weeks ago. And there is the aforementioned warrior in the back row, Marcel could see it. Pumped long from Goosen. Abrahams. Nothing on the face of Andrea Piardi to react to that challenge, which saw Abrahams upended beyond the horizontal momentarily, but now there's a shrill blast, and it's that man Kutsia who's penned in there.
Yeah, Abrahams is just one of those players you just want to get him on the ball every time. There's a little bit of a tip there, you'd have to say. Munster get the penalty anyway. Massive hit on John Kleyn, but as Kutsia couldn't roll out of the way.
John Klein's first URC start in 6 months, and a missed touch from Jack Crowley. Just sliced that off the outside of the boot, so prime opportunity to get field position and real estate inside that Bulls 22. Passed up as that seals over my head, and Barry's beside me. That's a safe touch find from Thaakir Abrahams. Interesting to see how much ball he can get in open country today and use those quick feet that he has. Changes the dynamic of the Munster back three. Van der Merwe to the front this time. Little pop to the scrum half was awkward. Munster piling bodies through. Tom Ahern over the top of it, and they turned it over. Brilliant counter ruck. 2 or 3 players seizing the opportunity. Bulls a little bit slow to get themselves organised. Now Crowley to try and make amends, forcing Canan Moodie back inside that Vodacom Bulls 22. Dropping just beyond the halfway line. Brilliant take from Jack Crowley, and off he goes at a gallop. Took that with real forward momentum. A player in a rich vein of form.
One of the compliments many people give Jack Crowley is his ability to park a mistake and move on and do something brilliant a moment later, and that's exactly what happened there. Missed the kick to touch, but a beautiful spiral down the middle, and then what a take from that carry on.
Discipline will be key across the 80 minutes, and the Bulls have conceded another penalty advantage here. Tom Ahern tipped back inside from Nankivell to Abrahams. Back we go for that penalty.
You kind of want this Munster team to build a bit of energy here in Thomond Park, build a bit of atmosphere, and they're really up for it.
Plenty of exciting play there. Conor Murray, beautiful crossfield kick, and Thomas Ahern, he loves hanging out here on the touchlines, doesn't he? All 6'8" of him. He'll definitely make a big difference in Munster's line out this week, but he's so dangerous out in the tram lines as well.
It was the drop-off at line-out time last week, which was alarming. Ordinarily, Munster operating just north of 80% on a week-to-week basis. In the URC, it was well below 60, 53 or thereabouts. 6 lost on their own throw in the first half alone, and perilously close to double figures. But this would settle things down nicely. Has he measured that correctly? He certainly has. The roar will tell you before the flags do. Bang on 40 metres, 8 minutes into the game. The first points of the evening at Thomond Park go the way of Munster.
That's a great kick from Crowley. I read during the week that he used to have a set of rugby posts in the paddock beside the house in Shannon back in the day. And for any boys or girls looking to learn how to kick a ball, that's the way you do it.
Tom Farrell. What a signing he's been this season. And that partnership forged with Alex Nankivell continues to blossom. Paddy Patterson, by the way, is the player added as these replacements from half now to the Munster bench, and Brian Gleeson in reserve in terms of the back row. Confirmation of those switches. The Munster captain Tadhg Beirne moves it on to Crowley. Oh, that was awkward. A little bit unnecessarily so. Very, very tight to that touchline on the far side. Almost foot in touch from Goosen. Now then, Abrahams surveys the backfield, which is well populated with blue shirts. Brave as well as creative. Put his body on the line there against 2 or 3 much bigger opponents. Bag of tricks, never really know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's his ability to accelerate as well, isn't it? Once he steps left, right, he knows exactly what he's doing, but then he can get from A to B so fast. And he really gets the crowd going as well.
Straight into his stride, wasn't he, on his comeback from a long injury against La Rochelle? That was impressive. Seán O'Brien, he's always physical and abrasive. Scannell tucks one out the back to Crowley. Nankivell. Well, it was lovely hands by Farrell, but he didn't quite connect with the laces the way he would have liked. They're having to hurry here. Devin Williams rushed that kick. Crowley support on his inside from Seán O'Brien. He's run up a little bit of a blind alley here, and he's taken a little bit of punishment for his troubles.
What a shot from Goosen, I think it was, at his opposite number.
Kendellen. Scannell takes over. Ball is loose. And did Papier knock that on in his efforts to pick it up? It's a real contest at the breakdown, as both sides commented this week they knew it would be. Advantage being played here for the visitors.
Good attempt to go for the ball, just a knock on.
Yeah, quite messy there, isn't it? Jack Crowley did well to clean up initially. He should have fed his winger. He's just pouring through. Great kick chase. There it is, what a shot. Did well to get it back in his side, but a good counter up as well from the Bulls. They're definitely here for a fight.
Okay, yeah, maybe you see, not me, because I was on the other side. It's a fair option. It's a fair call.
Scrum is going to be a big test, isn't it, here? Josh Wycherley did so well over the last few weeks, going up against 2 of the biggest props in the world, and Uno Antonio and Temifua for Bordeaux, and he did so well. And this is a Bulls pack who love to scrummage.
Well, he's toe-to-toe with Phil Colo, a vastly experienced, brutal scrummager. 16 times capped Springbok tight head. Just a 5th start of the season for Josh Wycherley, and there is the outstretched arm of Andrea Piardi. Clear dominance, he says, so that's the picture he's getting. So back we go for the penalty, much to the chagrin of the Munster faithful. Andrew Smith, he's looked so electric, so sharp in the early part of his Munster career here.
Yeah, that's the initial shove, really aggressive first hit. And they do get the benefit of the doubt, I'd say. It's hard to tell exactly what was going on in there.
Speak to me, son. Left right. Here on my side.
So on the threshold of that Munster 22, the ball with Akker van der Merwe, 3 or 4 years across at the Seal Sharks in the Gallagher Premiership. Could see it now flat to the line to bring in Harold Foster. On this time to Cobus Visa, back into that engine room alongside the captain Ruud Norkia this evening. Is there space in the wide expanses for the likes of Sebastian de Klerk, the speedsters? Not too much room in which to operate. Could see it. Papier to try and get them moving again into the solid object of Wilco Low, trundling forward and just creating a platform for others around him. Nice little pickup from Van der Merwe again. The Bulls keep coming here, all the heavy artillery, asking questions around the corner. Jan-hendrik Wessels back in the side. There's a Munster player just directly behind that ruck. They might have to stop the play here. Andrea Piardi.
Ollie Jager looks like he's in awful trouble.
Yeah, they're too close now. It is a head injury. They'll have to stop the game for sure.
Yeah, you could tell immediately he went really low on a tackle. It was either neck or head collision. He's moving his arms, which is a good, obviously, signal he's awake, but he looked like he was in trouble straight away. Munster obviously with a lot of issues in the injury room and the physio room, so they do without having any more. It looks like it'll be all right.
Yeah, there's the collision, so it is going to be a head injury assessment at the very least for Ollie Jager. So Stephen Archer comes in. Josh Wycherley in the wars as well. Ollie Jager was out for the better part of 3 months earlier in the season, of course, with that neck injury that caused him lots of trouble. Let's hope he's okay. Jake White in the pink hat, back of your picture. 364 days, incidentally, since Munster lowered Bulls' blue colours on the High Veld the last time the two sides met.
Yeah, they'll feel wounded, won't they, from that? It was a huge moment in Munster's season, and see, the Bulls just don't want to lose down in Loftus, so they'll be coming here to pay a bit of payback to Munster.
Just a free kick this time, having got the full arm penalty on the previous scrummage, but here the Bulls are camped now 5 metres out from that Munster try line and coming in waves with big hitters. Cobus Visa first, and then Jan-hendrik Wessels takes his turn. Akker van der Merwe now. All hands to the pump here for Munster, where they're coming around the corner looking for those battle of inches. Kirsten couldn't quite get there. Munster stray offside. It's all here now for the Bulls, you would think. Under penalty advantage. That was a little bit loose. Picked up off the bootstraps now. Do they want to sling it wide here? No, they go straight through the middle. And they get the try. Marcel Coetzee touches down for the Bulls.
Brilliantly finished off from Coetzee, but the energy, the aggression from those carries, as I said, started off from Visa, Then it feels like everyone's getting involved. Munster desperately trying to scramble to stay on their feet. Well spotted from Coetzee in the end to just dive over the top. Penalty was still coming.
It's
a brilliant finish.
It's a really unique low.
And you can see the intent. You know, they get the penalty, they go straight to the corner. Munster get a bit of luck at the scrum time. Looked like there was under pressure, early engagement. They get the free kick, and then it's just all action, wasn't it?
Well, they're so difficult to stop from those close quarters with the arsenal of Coetzee, Hanekom, Nordkia, Visa, right through that forward pack. They're so destructive and so difficult to stop.
Guys, we go, please.
Munster starting the day in 5th in the URC table, just outside the top 4, which gets you a home playoff place. Top 8 go through, of course, and well, as it stands, table would have showed at kickoff they were languishing down in 8th position, but so much can change over the course of the 80 minutes. Every mistake potential comes with a little bit of jeopardy.
Yeah, there seemed like a lot of confusion even before Jack Crowley had kicked the ball there. Munster forwards were set up on the right, backs on the left, and they swapped over for some reason. Crowley just hitting controller. We saw one skew off the right of his boot a few minutes ago. That looked like he came off the inside step and was directly into touch.
Okay, guys, come here.
So the Bulls, as it stands, on 54 points, Munster down in 40, but really you can throw a hat over about 5 or 6 of them, can't you?
Yeah, it is fascinating. It always is. So heavily competed, especially in that race for the top 8. Munster will of course be eyeing top 4 slot, and the Bulls be loving to keep the pressure on Glasgow to try and get a top 2. So all action.
Just lacking consistency, both these sides really, certainly from a Munster point of view. I think back to last season, that run of games where they won 10 on the bounce. They haven't won 3 in a row since then. That's foot in touch. Up goes the flag of the assistant referee just down beneath us. Once again, it's prime field position for the Bulls, who are playing a smart, savvy game through Johan Goosen, moving Munster around the pitch.
Yeah, it was, you know, you forgive him for it. Thaakir Abrams for going for it. Thought he'd have to be able to put on the brakes just enough to keep it in play. Not sure if it would have been a 50-22 because the scrum was on the halfway line, but they get it anyway.
On the balance of the opening 18 minutes, there was plenty of chat in the Vodacom Bulls ranks this week about their line-out. They've patched it up and then some. It's been pretty decent. Hanekom then carries into contact. Embrose, Papier gets it away to that man Nordkia. Cobus Fisa, who's carried a lot of ball in the opening 18-19 minutes here. Papier is always dangerous. Akker van der Merwe away to Coetzee. Flurry of bodies, that's come loose and it's been snapped up by Alex Kendellen. Munster turn it over crucially just as the Bulls were beginning to look ominous again. Crowley needs to find a good touch here.
Yeah, as they kind of flurry of bodies and probably caused more harm than good there. Their aggression at the breakdown is so impressive, creates such fast ball, but almost too quick there. The ball squirts out the other side, and Alex Kendellen was first one to pounce on it.
Time off.
Yeah, their ruck speed is off the charts when they get into that 5-10 metre zone from the Munster try line.
Legally, in my view, legally, it's a good contest. It's a good contest.
Stoppage in play, so as we approach the end of the opening quarter, let's nip across to that Munster coaching box and check in with Mike Prendergast. Mike, I think the most important thing to mention early doors is you've had to contend with the loss of 2 or 3 key players right before kickoff. How has that affected things, do you think?
They're big players obviously to lose, but fortunately we've someone of the experience of Jack O'Donoghue and Conor Murray to come in there, so that'll settle everything straight away, you know.
A couple of teams who were chasing deficits this time last week in European competition. What have you made of the opening 20 minutes from a Munster point of view in particular?
I think we've obviously defended a lot. I think we've kind of gave them maps into our 22 in terms of kicking balls out direct and allowing them into our 22, and we spoke about that, you know, that they're a power team. Set piece wise, scrummaging time, you can see it, and obviously how physical and clinical they are in the 22 area, you know, so it's just not allowing them to get in there, and when we have the ball, just making right decisions when to kick and when to hold on to the ball.
Mike, I better let you go. Your side on the defensive again. Thanks as always for talking to us.
Cheers, Conor.
Much appreciated. You've got to roll with the punches sometimes, and it's a cheap penalty this time, picked up by Andrea Piardi against Copa's Visa for a neck roll.
Yeah, it's good honesty from Mike Prendergast in that there's the unforced errors, the mistakes that, you know, they had in the double figures last week against Bordeaux that are killing them, and as again here with 2 kicks out in the full, a few simple errors. When you get to these crunch games, everything needs to be tightened up.
This is the call that I received. This is the call that I received.
There's a neck roll there clearly on Stephen Archer.
You just can't get away with those. The officials are so hot on that area of the game. Taken at the front by Kleyn. Jack O'Donoghue. Seismic collision. Full throttle, full physicality, hoisted skyward by Conor Murray.
Neck roll by red, they're the same. Neck roll by red here, the same against blue over there.
So it's the same penalty this time against Munster, another neck roll.
Again, simple mistakes, isn't it?
Okay, number 4, neck roll. The same against you over there, the same against them. Take a point.
Interesting, this time they're going for the points.
Try and build that lead. They will have the utmost respect for what it takes to come here and take anything from the game, let alone get a victory. Leinster, Glasgow and Northampton Saints, the only sides to win at Thomond Park over the last couple of years or so. Home games to come for the Vodacom Bulls and Jake White against Cardiff and the Dragons after they go to the defending champions Glasgow Warriors next week. So tough couple of weeks on the road. And this to put a converted try between them. Struck it really well. Has he measured it? Yes, he has. That's superb from the fly half. Big 3 points.
Yeah, Jake White will be very happy with how his team have managed his first 20 minutes in Thomond Park, silenced the crowd. They're trying to get behind their home team now, but that's a beautiful kick.
Number 6.
Munster have found it really hard to get out of their own half for the last 5-10 minutes. So I think that'll be first port of call. They definitely don't want to play much rugby in their own half in this kind of conditions. Let's try and pin the ball down there.
We haven't really seen Munster as yet, 23 minutes into the game, launch anything by way of continuous attack, ball in hand. It's been a rear guard action. Abraham's underneath it, but he's beaten to it by Canan Moodie. Crowley has time to measure and brings Munster back up towards halfway.
Oh, what a take from Moodie. You know, he does have a lot more height on him than Thaakir. Abrams is a beautiful kick. But then the great read from Crowley, to be fair. Just covering the kick from Papier.
6'2", 6'3", Canan Moodie, and I always think when you see him up close in the flesh, he looks even bigger than that for somebody who moves so nimbly and easily across the grass.
Absolutely.
He's offering an inside pass off the shoulder of Goosen there, won't get it. Instead, it's the kicking game. Off he goes in chase. Thaakir Abrahams again, belying that 5'9" frame. Takes that really well under pressure.
You see how often they're going to the air, aren't they? They kick the ball more than any other team in the league, the Bulls. Goosen, he's got such a strong right boot on him, just pinning Munster back every time.
They're quite happy not to have the ball. Fewest rucks, fewest carries, passes, fewest defenders beaten, but they've seen huge amounts of ball in the opening 24 minutes. It's been a monopoly, really, in many respects.
It's been one of Munster's challenges this year, is that they have tried to develop their game. We know we've gotten to know them so well over the few years under Graham Rowntree, was keeping the ball for so long. They've tried to bring more of a kicking game in this season, and it's getting the balance that they've struggled with and the consistency.
Again, they were utilising the height of Moodie there just to bat it back to Marcel Coetzee. Papier to Goosen, surveys what's across field. That's a really good take, and into space goes to Clark. He's got a man on the outside, Seán O'Brien. Big intervention. He had to make absolutely sure he didn't knock that on. He might have been in trouble, but it was a gamble worth taking because there was 5 or 7 points in the offing out wide for the Bulls for sure.
Outstanding from Seán O'Brien. He always comes up with 3 or 4 big moments in a game. Such a versatile player. It was a beautiful crossfield kick from Goosen as he lines up a drop goal now
from all the way out in the field.
I'll tell you, they're on here.
Abrahams, can he get beyond Moodie? One way, then the next. Double shift. Beats another before he's taken the ground by Marcel Coetzee. The crowd all around us.
Didn't he?
Yeah. Straight on their feet. They knew there was options there. Now Farrell into Kendellen. Seán O'Brien outside. Better from Munster. 26 minutes in, and they've been forced to come off the ropes and throw a few punches of their own here. Penalty advantage, no release. It was Stephen Archer who went to ground through the hands of Smith this time. First real foray and flurry of activity from Munster on the offensive in this game.
Yeah, it's more like it, wasn't it? The home crowd really responded to that. As I said, came from Seán O'Brien's brilliant interception. Look at these feet from Thaakir Abrams. He knows exactly what he's doing. Coetzee had him eyed up from 4 or 5 yards out, nails him. And it was great hands out the right-hand side. Thought Kendellen might have put Thomas Ahern into a bit of space. They get the penalty. Yeah, he gets his hands on the ball at a second bite, but Wessels just off his feet at the start. You can't do that.
It's Cameron Hanekom who's receiving some attention from the Bulls physio.
There's Andrew Smith down below us. He couldn't quite hold that pass from Nankivell. Definitely was on out here. But what a turnaround for his season has it been. He's scored 3 tries since he came down from Connacht on loan, and find himself in 2 big European Cup matches, and I'm sure Munster will be trying to hold on to his services for next year.
Thrown straight in for his debut at Scotstoun in that game against Glasgow that Munster will have felt they could have and perhaps should have won, and as you say, 3 tries in his last 2 games, 2 marquee fixtures for a player. He only scored 1 in 13 last season for Connacht. But those little mistakes, that's a big let-off for the Bulls, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just crooked, isn't it? Yeah. Thomas Ahern obviously is, when you've got a problem with your line out, throw the ball to the guy who's 6'8", he's going to solve a lot of them. But just going back to what happened last week for them, the line out, it was multiple different reasons why it was malfunctioning, from crooked throws to missed lifts to just a really good team competing in the air. That one just, you could tell it was slipped out of the left hand, probably of Niall Scannell.
That's a big shove from the Munster forward pack. Andre Piardi's not going to rule one way or the other. He's going to have a look at it again. It's safe to say that's a fairly unpopular decision around here.
It's a proper scrum, isn't it? That's just, you know, a good example of Munster's inconsistency. They struggled at the line-out, but big reaction from the last scrum.
little bit more space, guys. On
certainly seemed to be big pressure coming through on that side. The John Kleyn is in behind Josh Wycherley. Stephen Archer was upright at that point. Decent record of late against Irish provinces, the Vodacom Bulls. Won 4, last 4 indeed. Twice against Leinster, going back to that semi-final in Pretoria last season. They've also beaten Connacht and Ulster, so Munster not on that list as of yet anyway. That's a really good outcome from the Bulls, given where they were just a couple of moments ago.
Yeah, he was brilliant from Goosen, just to step off his right foot. He probably would have wanted to get more out of the kick once he'd made so much space. You can see the scrum collapsing there. Hard to tell who was at fault. I think the referee decided to just let it play. Munster now with a line out. This needs to go right, doesn't it? They, for whatever reason, we heard Birch talk about it beforehand, just go to default. And they get it, that's all they wanted.
Okay, he's down now.
Parker ball to the front to Tom Ahern.
Use it.
Inside his own half, Conor Murray hoists the box kick. Underneath it is de Klerk, hunted down by Jack O'Donoghue. Marcel could see it. They've made really good use of their big ball carriers.
29 to play the ball. Good.
And this man has controlled the game in the opening 30 minutes. Canan Moodie underneath this one again. Not sure anybody got a hand on it. Abraham's now about to come under pressure. Just did enough to get his pass away to Tom Farrell. Scragged though he was. Now Munster need to resource that significantly and quickly. And they do. Scannell.
Use it.
Up it goes again from Murray. This time there's a collision there. The outstretched arm of Smith and Johan Goosen.
There is a knock on by Blue. There is an option scrum here or line up there.
Just a knock on is the decision.
Maybe. I didn't see it.
Big collision in the air. Goosen's built like a back rower, isn't he? He's such a big man for a 10. And he's not afraid to throw himself in there. Big competition in the air with Andrew Smith.
Well, they've missed him at key points this season. Keegan Johan is coming in. He's a stock and trade number 9. Regular scrum half, but he played 4 or 5 games in a row at number 10 as a needs must. Philly LaRue was in there for 3 or 4 games before he got injured, albeit they expect or hope to have him back in the next couple of weeks as well, which is going to be key for the run-in.
Yeah, I think that was it. They went and patched him up, hoping that they were going to be looking at a quarter-final and hopefully go all the way. The Bulls have been so competitive in this competition since it started, since South African teams joined and bringing so much. Getting these players, the likes of Goosen, who had, travelled abroad for so long, was in Racing and Montpellier, and now a lot of these guys want to go back and play in this competition that's just getting better and better and stronger each year.
Okay, which means you are not listening to my calls, or you want to disrupt every single scrum. Now, I made my call. Every call, one action from you guys. Okay. When I say set, it's not the start of fighting. When the ball is in the start of fighting, find the right balance. Otherwise, we escalate every single call. We cannot have, that's the end. We cannot every single scrum reset and then we have ball out or scrum. Must be the first one is a good scrum.
Let's see if anybody listens. Make sure the ball's in before you start fighting, lads, okay?
And these are the kind of platforms, aren't they, that Munster need to start getting into their patterns. It's hard to feel they've had any kind of grip on this game yet. Haven't been able to get into their patterns or phase of play. We saw a line out a moment ago that they got, but they decided to kick it, try and get some territory. There's plenty of grass to run or kick. If this scrum can deliver quick ball to Conor Murray.
It looks like they're scrapping away. The ball is nowhere near in, but Munster get it out. Channel 1, that's maybe the best way to do it when they're under pressure like that. Crowley under pressure this time from Forster.
Blue away. Yeah, you pull him down.
They're in the teeth of a very physical battle here against the Vodacom Bulls. Absolutely no doubt about that. They'll have prepped for that all week. Jack O'Donoghue from a standing start, immediately sworn by 3 blue jerseys. Crowley once again looking to kick Munster out of trouble. That's a brilliant take from Ahern.
He had Nankivell on his shoulder, didn't he? So much space there.
Smith has a little look, thought about putting boot to ball, now takes the circuitous route around and just gets it away to Abrahams, and beaten by the pitch more so than any Bulls players. Crowley, it's all a little bit make it up as you go along at this moment in time, but maybe that'll be the catalyst for something out of the ordinary. Tom Farrell often sparks something for Munster this season, taking on by Scannell this time. Again, it's messy ball. It's got to be a penalty, and it is. Hanekom's on the wrong side, and then it was. The ball's kicked away downfield. Munster surely, though, will take the points in any case, but they did want the option to go quick. Great take, wasn't it?
Yeah, looking, you can see Nankivell is roaring on his outside. He had the try line in his eyesight if the ball had been released. And then it's like Andrew Smith just wanted to get the ball to Thaakir Abrahams. That's what it looked like. Get it to the fast guy. But yeah, you're right. I think it's a good point, Conor, that when it gets a little bit looser and more open, you feel like that's when something's going to spark for Munster, because the Bulls are just so strong off that set piece, just closing down Crowley so quickly, and then their line speed is really aggressive on those kind of more obvious runners. So if you get a bouncing ball or something spills out the side, it's causing a bit more chaos.
No chat around taking 3 whatsoever. What do I know? Straight to the corner for Munster and Jack Crowley at an important passage in the game here. Got to be on the money here from Niall Scannell. A little over 5 minutes to half-time in a 7-point hole. Oh, it's ambitious towards the tail. Will it pay dividends for Jack O'Donoghue? Driving towards that Bulls line. Found himself with space when he turned around. All expecting him to pop it back. Tadhg Beirne now takes it on. Wycherley is there. Jean Kleyn is standing to his left. It's the loose head who takes it on. Here's Tom Ahern, who in many ways started all of this with that brilliant take over the shoulder. Conor Murray, Nankivell. We know about his deceptive power in that leg drive. Scannell absolutely thumped to groin. Nice from Conor Murray. Sleight of hand to Tadhg Beirne. The full width of Thomond Park pitch, back inside to Archer. Stopped by Coetzee. Oh, it's loose from Kendellen's carry. Knock on blue. Munster have it back. Kleyn again. Crowley can't get there. He's tackled off the ball. Then there's a little bit of afters. And 1 or 2 come in to have their say as well. Crowley and Johan still going at it.
Yeah, Goosen hits him. Crowley kind of looks like he's going to pick the ball up. Doesn't. Goes through his legs. Goosen comes in with a shot.
Guys, thank you.
We'll see it here. Yeah, it's probably a penalty, to be fair. I think Jack Crowley's going to be all right. There's a few afters. He's not happy with that.
So would you start with a scrum for red? But number 1 arrived, escalate everything and pull number 10 to ground. So I penalized number 1 for pulling the player away and for the late bypass.
So it's going to be a Munster penalty.
I say number 1, but it's definitely Goosen that involved.
It's a physical battle. I get it. Happy days. I really like this game. But what we don't have, what we cannot have, is fighting after my white whistle. Okay. I will penalise number 1 blue because you arrive, escalate everything, putting player 10 down.
Yeah, Jan-hendrik Wessels came in after as the third man and decided to get involved. I think the referee was quite happy to let the two teams go at it.
Speak to your team.
More of that.
It was a fair fight, yeah.
Any fighting after my whistle. Yeah. Number 1, arrive and escalate everything.
Big decisions here for Munster, isn't it? They're like, obviously the lineup has its issues, but the return from this range all season hasn't been great in pick and go territory. You hope they'll have something up their sleeve with this quick tap.
Conor Murray takes control and fizzes it across the line. It was Kendellen, and now it's Ahern.
Release blue! Back, step back!
There's a blue jersey in the middle of all that. It's probably Marcel Coetzee again. Farrell got his hands free, didn't knock it on. Tadhg Beirne driving towards the line. Munster need quick, clean ball. So much happening off the ball. Bulls offside as well. There was a player taken out a little bit late, I thought, as well. Tadhg Beirne can't quite get it. Now then. Is it too many penalties?
Now is a warning about discipline.
Just a warning.
Ball in, wrong line speed.
Yeah, they're just so aggressive, aren't they? The Bulls jumping out of their skins to get off the line and just going a little bit too fast there. It's good ball retention for Munster. You do feel, back to your point a minute ago, Conor, it's going to take maybe a ball spinning out of somewhere and something to cause a bit of chaos.
Kendellen trying to bring the chaos. Oh, a little bit of oxygen on that. That's lovely. Crowley, Abrahams, brilliant. It took something a little bit special, a little bit extra. Jack Crowley in the thick of it as they decided to go a little bit wider to find the space, and that's a really popular try on his first URC start for 5 months. Thaakir Abrahams get Munster right back into it.
Yeah, what do I know? It just took a bit of magic, didn't it? Beautiful hands from Nankivell. Crowley wraps around, and Thaakir Abrahams did so well to hold on to it and dot down. That's a huge score for Munster, you feel, going into half-time, and to make that pressure pay. Brilliant from Abrahams. He's been excellent all day. He's so focused.
Well, they've had to work incredibly hard to get that reward. Jack Crowley almost smuggled the ball underneath the onrushing Bulls player. Oh, it's turning back towards the uprights. Brilliantly done from Jack Crowley. 10 points apiece. Level pegging, 2 minutes to go, and this one is bubbling along nicely.
Really is. The little bit of a scrap will help as well. Thaakir Abrahams, his baby daughter was on the flight over to La Rochelle and over and back, and she was, I'd say, star of the show. Not a word out of her for 24 hours, so she's calm and collected like her dad.
As I said, hugely popular try. A player who was so unfortunate to be ruled out with that injury for a better part of 4 months. Brilliant on his comeback in that game against La Rochelle. Now Munster have it again. They're turning the tide in the last 10 or 15 minutes of this game, and they'll have a penalty to try and get further field position before the 40.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Kendellen here, gets over the ball. And I think the referee has ruled that he's actually holding on despite getting the turnover. Brilliant from Kendellen.
Well, that switch around in the back row has probably suited him. It would have been his first start at number 8 for over 2 years in a Munster jersey, but back on the flank, Jack O'Donoghue in at number 8. And what can they manufacture here from a good distance out, albeit, but certainly in the ascendancy. They've changed the picture in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
No, guys, I don't like it. You said 5 and now you're 6. So fix the number, please.
Yeah, something they tried as well over the last weeks is to mix up numbers. Not quite sure what how many numbers are in there now. It looks full.
I think 6 was the call, but either way, it didn't find any of them. You don't want to kick it to this man, Abrahams, this time electing not to run, putting Goosen in the corner. He's given that a mighty thump. And that might do us for an explosive opening 40 minutes of round 15 action in the URC. The opening 10 or 15 minutes absolutely dominated by the Bulls, who've come here to play and make a statement. All set to go then for the second 40 as we turn around. Stalemate, 10 points apiece. Pulsating opening 40 minutes, hugely physical, as you might expect when these two sides collide. So much on the table this evening in the URC. Munster already over the course of the afternoon and indeed the weekend passed out by a couple of sides. Benetton notably winning down in South Africa, and Cardiff with a big win over the Ospreys, so they will know the importance of the next 40 minutes. Finding themselves down in 7th place in the table. There was quite a number of mistakes in a frantic opening 40, and there's the first one within 30 seconds of the restart from the Bulls, giving field position to Munster.
Yeah, I can see it was more of the same from the Bulls. Want to keep putting the pressure back on Munster, put their skills back under pressure. This time, ball just goes directly out. And Munster, this is exactly the start they would have wanted for the second half.
Inside at 22, guys, sorry. Sorry, guys, I'll try to be a little bit better with the mic. Open, please. Open, guys. But we are outside too. We are inside because we're taking back. So must be inside. Inside.
So an early opportunity.
Let's go, Master.
Munster in front through that Jack Crowley early penalty, and then it was all the Bulls for the next 20 minutes or so. Line out duly dispatched and taken. Nankivell in the thick of the action in midfield, where it's been a really interesting battle. So many physical characters in there. You talk about the tight fives and the punching power of the Bulls, but so too Harold Foster and David Kriel.
Policia, back, no play the line, good.
Darkening skies overhead, dispatching a little bit of rain, slippery ball and tricky surface in the second 40 minutes. It might be a night to roll up the sleeves in the trenches and try and dig out an all-important win. Archer. Progress minimal, if any. From one prop to the next, Wycherley has to go. Conor Murray now. So little space. Kendellen.
Away, no hands!
Conor Murray has to bide his time, and through it goes from Jack Crowley. Canan Moodie on the retreat, carries it back over the line. Scrum 5, Munster.
No, it's a brilliant option from Crowley. Ball had slowed down. Conor Murray just struggling to get it out. Crowley whips around the left-hand side, and he spotted that there was no one at home, but it's a beautiful little chip through. Moodie does well to go down it, but great chase from Crowley as well. Unbelievable result from Munster, really going backwards there for most part of those multiple phases.
Pulling the strings and trying to dictate terms, which is difficult. The physicality of the Bulls. It's calling for more stability. Well, we know that Munster in prime position here, but they'll come under massive pressure. It'll be interesting to see, do they just get it out of there as quickly as possible. Abraham's poised, lots of chat just out of your picture between Tom Farrell and Alex Nankivell.
This is the mark. It is right.
Extra rainfall really makes it a little bit trickier, doesn't it? Skills be put under a bit more pressure.
It was a little bit of drizzle during half-time. It's progressively becoming a little bit more than that.
Okay, guys. Up. This is basics, okay? I give the mark, set on the left on the mark. On the left on his foot, and we play on. Guys, basic stuff. Let's go.
Start on contest between Akker van der Merwe and Niall. Scannell, all this just adding to the tension. A little bit of brinkmanship and gamesmanship from that grizzled Vodacom Bulls front row.
Conor Murray having a glance left. Celebrates his 36th birthday tomorrow. We see a last little bit of Murray magic in the Munster red.
Second time.
Away he goes, right on cue, gets his pass across to Jack Crowley. Canan Moodie now, someone's going to the bin here.
Oh, it's brilliant from Murray.
Number 9 blue, not 10, 9 blue.
Canan Moodie was looking guilty. He said, who, sir? Me, sir? No, it's not Canan Moodie, it's Embrose Papier, not back 10.
Second time early push.
A man who's also celebrating his birthday tomorrow, I think. Born in Clanwilliam, not in Tipperary in the Western Cape.
That's right.
He gets the yellow card. Well spotted from Murray. It was Crowley was demanding it. You could see before the ball went into the scrum. And how Munster would love to make this opening few minutes pressure pay.
Numerical advantage. Got to make it count, you feel. Oh, it's brilliant from Norkia. Good read. Got up in his jump and took that relatively easily, all told.
Use it!
Yeah, it's just not good enough, isn't it? Brilliant, as he said, from Norkia. Jake White was praising him during the week. How important he is to this side.
Oh, play, yes.
The ball is live and in play. Abrahams. Conor Murray. Back to the left-hand side they go. Seán Kleyn with the hands to Scannell, out to Tom Ahern. Makes good meters.
Use the ball.
Johan couldn't quite hold on to him. Kleyn again. Crowley. Jack O'Donoghue. Oh, that was risky and dangerous.
Knock on blue. Knock on blue.
He could see it. He was thinking, am I under the sticks?
Let's go,
just
guys.
Just keep his two hands on it or his two eyes on it.
Time off.
Very risky from Farrell. There is those opportunities out there, though, you feel, for Munster, if they can get around the corners of this aggressive Bulls defence. There is those opportunities. Seán O'Brien, Andrew Smith, who've been so potent in scoring tries when given those little sniffs. Seán O'Brien in particular, so good at breaking tackles and scoring tries when it looks impossible.
Just look how tight it is from 5th all the way down to 10th, and then even the likes of Connacht and the Scarlets,
okay, we go,
by no means out of it. Just shows the high tariff around those last couple of minutes in the Connacht game down in South Africa earlier today, how different
what I asked you
that could have looked.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and then you know you throw into the mix the Munster, if they fail to get into the top 4, they probably end up having to travel down to South Africa, and the extra challenge involved in that. And I think getting into Champions Cup rugby and getting into that top 8 is the order of the day.
Crouch! Bind! Set and stability!
So, Conor Murray poised and ready. And this time they get the push right. That was really well done from the Bulls. It was orchestrated and coordinated, and it leads ultimately then to the penalty with Hanekom locked on in that jackal position.
Oh, he did so well, didn't he? Pounced on Murray. What a scrum. That's a massive result for the Bulls. Just moments ago when they received the yellow card, and Munster with a line out 5 metres out. They've survived it, and they've put themselves into a strong position here. Munster again just ruining mistakes. Yeah, you can see Murray just juggled with it, spilled it. Brilliant from Cosia. He's been so good for the Bulls today, firing himself into everything.
I'll give you another number.
Timing was spot on. You could see it breaking free and putting Murray under so much pressure.
He's happy, Sam? I think he's okay, no?
31 caps for the Springboks down the years, Marcel Coetzee, in a 10-year Test career. Restricted to 57 appearances in a 5-year stint it was, all told, then up at Ulster with those injuries he had in the first couple of seasons, but he was superb for the remainder of his career at the Kingspan.
Advantage. Offside, red.
Cries of offside,
Yeah,
and somebody in a red
offside,
jersey
red.
did stray. Outstretched arm of Andrea Piardi on that short line at
Keep the
pace.
mark, guys,
Harold
keep the mark.
Foster. Hanekom again has got his hands on it.
Take all away! Yeah, ball is there, ball is there. Push back, 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 back.
Could see it. Bulls, I believe, still playing with penalty advantage.
Yeah, guys, I'm here.
Devin Williams stepping in at scrum half. They've knocked it on, so back we go for that offside.
Yeah, Thomas, I think it's Thomas Ahern or John Kleyn, in fact,
Right offside.
targeting the ball there, dislodging it. Oh, when you feel the Bulls get into this pattern of play with their strong runners, they're just so powerful, so hard to stop. This is them in pure flow, quick ball, really aggressive line or ruck clearance, and so hard to stop. Munster kind of hoping that they might have a spilled ball or a mistake.
I'm listening to you, sorry.
But the previous one, if we hit, they can't go one soft, one hard.
I agree with that.
We'll attack when the ball goes.
I agree with that, but I think
Please.
there must be stability before the feed.
I'm
Okay, this is not what I'm seeing from your side, except for the last one, which I was really happy.
Perfect.
If you give me the same picture every time, I will be happy.
But
And I will reward you for
they can't drop
dominance.
the ball and hold it.
He's
When they
keeping
drop
going
that,
here. He'll go low, isn't he?
Happy? Happy?
State of the Nation address about the scrummage while Johan Goosen is trying to line up the kick. Shouldn't miss from there and doesn't. Judy dispatches the 3 points from the kicking tee. And what is now heavy rain at Thomond Park, and it is a little bit of a dogfight now. They've done a really good job of running down the clock now, which is just a little over 4 minutes. They've added 3 points. Clean take here. They can't get it because it's a really good tap back from Andrew Smith. Off the line, so sharp to get up there. Scannell handling now is really difficult. Smith in there, Murray's having to work so hard. It's so scrappy. Tom Ahern, little show and go with O'Donoghue on his outside. Again, he makes meters beyond the contact. He's done that so well this evening and all season. And now maybe the space over the top from one winger to the other. Seán O'Brien. Back in field, stopped by Foster. Murray's covered a lot of ground to get there. Kleyn out of Crowley. That option of the short pass to Tadhg was just taken away from him. I think he was wrapped up before the ball.
Stefano, I think there is a tackle off the ball by Blue, but it was obstructed.
Yeah,
and
it
we
did
have
look
a
like
blood
it, didn't it?
injury, so time off.
Did look like Tadhg was just taken
I
before
didn't see
the
how the
pass
ball
from Crowley went to
backwards.
hand.
So I will have to have a look. It's an early tackle by Blue. Off the ball by Blue, on 5.
Stefano
Okay, thank
Rossini
you.
is the television match official,
Perfect.
who Andrea Piardi
Time
is
off.
communicating with.
Time off, blood out. 13 early on 5. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but
Yeah, it's David Kriel who's been pinged for wrapping
It's
up
time off, guys, and
Tadhg.
we have a shot.
Yeah. Potentially a soft one. It's so flat in the line, isn't it? But Munster will take it. Good reaction, to be
Yeah,
fair.
shot confirmed,
Brilliant
time is off.
from Andrew Smith at the kickoff to regain possession. And then you do feel Munster, they might lose the battle if they just try and go full head on with this Bulls defence. So they're trying to find a way to go around them and kind of picking apart different sides of the ruck. Jack Crowley bouncing either side. And there will be opportunities if the ball is threaded through into the backfield. So difficult to manage that backfield if you're a full back or your 2 wingers with that greasy ball. The players chasing it, so it should be something Munster will be looking at if they'll take those 3 points.
So effectively cancelling out the previous penalty from his opposite number. Tit for tat through the course of the opening 10 minutes of this second half. The more these conditions come in around us, the more you feel we're in this for the long haul over the course of the next 30 minutes. All about edging the tight exchanges, winning those little battles, not taking too many risks and putting your side in bother.
Use it.
Felt Crowley had plenty of time to dispatch that kick there. Took another option.
Use it.
Yeah, I think maybe he was expecting Farrell to kick himself. Luckily, Conor Murray is a pretty decent boot.
Williams infield to Goosen. Slices that straight up in the sky.
All on side. Advantage knocked on by blue.
Touched on the floor forward by Cobus Visa. So it'll be another scrummage.
Knocked on by blue.
Goosen took a pretty heavy shot from Tadhg Beirne, or
coming off, guys?
at least he went to the ground as if he did just after he kicked the ball. Doesn't look like the TMO is going to look at it. Yeah, huge kick from Conor Murray there, wasn't it? A great result. Just a word on Andrew Smith again. What a brilliant signing, a brilliant few weeks it's been for him. Good bit of work from Munster to get him down. And in a very similar vein, Kilgallen, who comes back, coming from Connacht as well last year. He's had such a tough season with injuries, but when he's played, I think his first game here was against the All Blacks back in November, and
we go.
Very impressive that night. Scored a wonderful try against Northampton just after Christmas in the Champions Cup. Unfortunately, I think he broke his wrist or a thumb. Great to see him back as well.
Okay, which coming off?
He's certainly somebody they rate so highly. We just haven't seen enough of him as of yet in a Munster jersey. 3 tries in 4 appearances. So what have we played? 51, 52 minutes. Munster beginning to go through the bench.
They play uncontested.
Try and freshen things up,
So
and it's
they play
a debut in
less.
there for Lee Barron. No sign of Michael Milne just yet.
For how long? We know, or for the whole game?
Yeah, great to see Barron coming straight down. It was a surprise, I suppose, for everyone to hear him getting sent down on loan. We know he's signing fully next season, coming down from Leinster.
Okay. And
I think we'll offer something different for Munster next year. Quite a dynamic player.
But they play one man less. Yes, of course. Yes. Happy on the side, guys, with the subs. All clear? We can carry on. Thank you. Okay, that's a mark. Uncontested for the game, for all the game.
So it's going to be uncontested because he's actually come in. Stephen Archer has gone off, and there you see Niall Scannell in the centre of that Munster front row. So Lee Barron is coming in and acting essentially as a tight head. So it's uncontested scrums. Alex Kendellen was the player to go off.
We must play 8 in the scrum.
Kilgallen in for Andrew Smith. Yeah, so they need somebody to go in to make up the numbers at scrum time, even if it's
guys,
uncontested.
8 in the scrum for all the game. Okay? We go. Too many loose.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Crouch, bind, set.
So Munster down to 14, and it's 14 aside. The Bulls still around 70 seconds away from having Embrose Papier back in the fray, but, well, injuries had a massive impact on this game. Now, when you think about Craig Casey gone before the game, Peter O'Mahony, they lost Ollie Jager to a HIA, which presumably he failed. Stephen Archer came in off the bench for him and has now been forced off. So Munster down resources in the front row. They'll have to improvise with Lee Barron. Uncontested scrums, which of course they can do, but they'll have to play with 14 for the better part of 25 minutes or more of this game, a game of this magnitude. Nankivell gets it away to Kilgallen. First touch for him is to try and find Farrell, and it's been fly hacked through by Canan. Moodie chases on the pitch. Coming to Munster's rescue there as Devin Williams was lurking with real intent.
Yeah, just forcing a little bit there. Kilgallen trying to get the pass to Tom Farrell. So much grass behind for Munster if they were to just straight it through. Moodie snaps on it. Just dribbles into touch.
I don't want to put pressure on you, but it's 3-4 times that you went down, okay? if it's something that continue, I need to ask you to leave the field, okay? Thank you.
So this is about as confusing a few minutes of rugby that I've commentated on.
There's plenty in there for sure. I think Andre Piardi's probably the happiest man of anyone. He doesn't have to give out to the two front rows now for the next half an hour.
Okay, we carry on. Master.
Jake White's on the walkie-talkie trying to get some communication down to pitch side as to how
time back on.
He can affect things here. Yellow card just about over, so
Bulls.
Embrose Papier, if they're going to bring him back in, will be coming in
the 5
very shortly. That was won crucially at the front by Tom Ahern.
Tackle! Release! Release!
No, not quick enough. And again, the ball has been kicked away by Jan-hendrik Wessels.
You did the same in the second.
It's a really scrappy, touchy affair now, isn't it?
My memory is wrong. Okay, knock your release. Listen, guys, please.
Yeah, they were told twice there was no clear release, so Munster penalty. They get themselves out of their 22 here at least.
Yeah, Conor Murray looking for the extra 10 yards as well. Every inch is important, so another 10 yards is going to count.
It feels like a game where that level of experience and just playing the referee, managing the game is going to be the difference between the two sides at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So lucky to have someone like Conor Murray, aren't they, Munster? Probably only miss him when he's truly miss him when he's gone, but what an incredible asset he has been. So much experience, so much composure. Craig Casey obviously very disappointing to lose out, but Murray, he's been very good today. It's been a battle, and he's going to have to go the full 80.
All the way over the 15, taken by Barron. He was quick off the mark to get there in jig time now. Conor Murray, Crowley.
Stop. Okay.
Again, it's off the left foot. Brilliant take, super work from Kilgallen. Now Murray in a hurry, just rolls his laces over it. Down into that 22. The Bulls have got no pitch to work in whatsoever. Embrose Papier's fresh after 10 minutes in the bin. Lovely little sidestep, and somehow the Bulls have managed to find their way out of their 22. Every ball is contested and counter-contested and spilled forward. It is chaos, as you said in the first half, and it's
yeah, that's important for Munster. Finding grass, wasn't it? Jack Crowley was presented with an opportunity to kick long. He decided to go up in the air. Brilliant from Kilgallen to go up and get it back. Murray spots the space, drops on over, almost it went into touch. Papier did really well to run it out. It's just forcing it there. Wessels drops it on, knocks it on at the back of the ruck.
Let's go, Munster, let's go.
Now with an uncontested scrum, what can Munster manufacture off the back of it?
Guys, I will not continue to hold the game to ask you for 8 in the scrum.
Well, I'm going to assume that the officials have got this call right, because I didn't see the nature of Stephen Archer's injury, and if it's not a contact injury that forced him off, we shouldn't be having uncontested scrums. But I didn't see Archer's injury, so assuming that it was, that gives Munster the right to play with 14 and go to uncontested scrums.
Yeah, I'm the same. Didn't see what happened.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good holding.
Like a knock-on in the tackle there.
No advantage. Knock-on in the tackle. Knock-on in the tackle. Let's go. Yeah, can we be a little bit better on I understand this. Yes, do we have to see a contact? Yes. Right, guys, please. I understand you like to like scrummaging, but please. Okay, time off, guys. 2 and 3 out. Sorry, guys, 2 and 3 out. Guys, number 2 and 3 out.
A couple of changes in coming off that Vodacom Bulls bench now to try and freshen things up, and they won't be fine wanting in terms of, well, certainly from a scrummaging point of view, Mornay Smith, so further problems for that Munster front row, and indeed Johan Grobler, who brings a different skill set to Akker van der Merwe to that front row. He's so dynamic in the loose.
Crouch, by, set.
So away we go. Murray to Crowley, dinks one through, looking for Nankivell. The speed of Papier, but he's under pressure here from Abrahams, who's locked onto that ball. Oh, there's no release, is the call.
Oh, big decision, wasn't it? We'll see when we see the replay. It's right, great chase from Abrahams, did well. I mean, he's probably got a hand on him, which is what the referee is calling. That's not a clear release, but feels a little bit harsh. Good option from Crowley, though, wasn't it? The dribble through, so difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Well, we've seen some huge score lines across round 15 this weekend thus far, but this is a different type of game, but it's every bit as entertaining and tense. It's full of mistakes.
Is the 5 legal or not, Sam?
Ferocity
Okay,
around every single flashpoint and contact. Bulls have it with Papier. Off go the chasers. Seán O'Brien underneath it. Manages somehow to get it the second time of asking. Conor Murray is working tirelessly in there. Crowley just managed to hold on to that. Nankivell, Farrell. It's a game really bereft of too many line breaks. It's trench warfare. The third quarter of the game is just about up, and we've 2 penalties to show for it, but no lack of incident. Crowley over the top again. He takes a little bit of a knock after he gets his kick away. Good tracking back, good chase from Farrell. Goosen improvising. Which way will the bounce go? It's picked up here by Jack Crowley, and he prods one through.
Just to hit the bounce.
He would have fancied his chances there if he got a little bit of clear country in front of Marcel Coetzee. Ball was still live. I think the line out was okay.
Time off.
And then a huge collision again.
Yeah, Murray took a bit of a stiff arm to the neck. What a piece of skill from Crowley.
Scrum. Line out for red.
Absolute chaos in Thomond Park. Everyone's having a little bit of a moment to have a giggle.
No, I agree, but I asked him to stop. I thought he was not here. I thought he was not.
Mark Donnelly is coming in for Niall Scannell.
That's why we start with their line out.
Yeah, Conor Murray just taking his time here. So they're trying to think their way through this as to how they use this change bench. Munster, remember those injuries pre-game. There's that collision with Conor Murray.
Because I thought it was not 50-22. They are correct, me 50-22.
Ooh, it's a big shot. There's probably mitigating factors with Murray falling to the ground. Surely Beirne's going to have a look at that one.
Okay, we carry on, guys. Time back on.
He's not. Here's the moment from Crowley. Beautiful little chip. Look at Coetzee working so hard. Crowley just doesn't get the bounce.
Safe to assume, I think, that the TMO Stefano Rizzini has looked at that clash involving Conor Murray and deemed it nothing further. No official review on field.
A rugby incident.
There's been a few of those this afternoon, that's for sure. 20 minutes to go. For all the physicality and big hits and collisions, it feels like whichever of the two sides can think their way through the next 20 minutes will come up with the points. Tadhg Beirne.
Knock on red. Knock on red, advantage, no hands. Use it.
Yeah, Beirne just getting his timing wrong there. Pass goes behind him. All skills under so much more pressure now.
Still advantage under pressure.
Shaping the kick, but perhaps in the knowledge that all the while they had the advantage for the knock-on.
No advantage, clearly under pressure.
it's almost the case you don't want the ball in situations like this. It's so slippy out there, and you don't want to be making mistakes. There is definitely opportunities to put the ball on the ground in behind that Bulls defence that is still advancing really fast and in your face.
The same, always 8 in the scrum. No contest. Yes.
So 14 against 15,
Guys,
uncontested, but 8 in this scrum.
8 in the scrum, but must be someone else. Yeah, understand? Otherwise, it's 8 in the scrum with a scrum out. Thank you, guys. That's the mark.
Well, the law book in Andrea Piardi's head is getting a good working over here.
Set.
Yeah, it's difficult for Munster. Nankivell obviously is covering now for Crowley, who's got to go into the scrum. Murray getting around.
Thumping kick all the way down to the Munster number 15, Packer Abrahams. That is not easy.
Yeah, great bit of skill, wasn't it?
Super from Goosen. He's returned it with interest and off in chase. Kilgallen now. Options this way. Seán O'Brien took it at full tilt. Then he's under pressure from Grobler. He never really had hands locked on that. Wycherley, lovely little disguise to Kleyn. Needs the support to arrive. It duly does in 2s and 3s. Tadhg gets his team moving again. So little space out there, so little let up in terms of the collisions and physicality. It was Donnelly who took it on. Crowley's kicking game, taking Munster in behind, but it was well covered. Crowley once more, there's no space in the backfield, so he goes straight down the middle. Covering across is Devin Williams, who will win this little kicking battle in terms of territory. Seán O'Brien keeps it in field. Support on the inside from Kilgallen. Again, he elects to kick. Swallowed up by Nordkia.
Use it! Let's go, Niall!
Embrose Papier. Abrahams has got time. Not too much time before he's thumped by Kutsia. Crowley, both 10s seen so much of it. Tadhg didn't have anybody outside him. Did well to hold that. Good strength to stay upright until the cavalry arrived, and then a big hit coming in this time from Canan Moodie.
Yeah, it's a big play from Moodie. Just put Kilgallen under too much pressure. Almost gets his pass away, just goes forward. You feel Crowley needs a little bit of help from either of his centres or a full-back to opt for another kicking option for Munster, because that's definitely the way to go. There's plenty of grass down there. The Bulls are coming so aggressive still in their line speed. Murray maybe needs to keep his head up as well as an option to kick. But Crowley's just getting a bit too much pressure on him. They're covering him well. There's definitely opportunities there. And it's communication, I think, is a huge part from the back three as well. Getting it into your centres to put boot to ball. I'll tell you what, Marcel Cartzia just down below us here.
I'm just double checking
carry on.
that the law book has been applied to the letter here, because we've seen this quite a number of times. You think back to the high-profile incidents. Luca Bigi was sent off in the Six Nations a few seasons ago.
Oh yes, he's uncontested.
Where they got it right, but we're just making sure over on that far side with the officials.
Yeah, Niall O'Donovan there,
Water out.
showing all his experience, making sure that they've got it right.
Stay bound, guys.
They seem fairly confident.
Yeah,
what a position to find yourself in for Munster.
Time back on. Stay bound. Crouch, Connor. Crouch. Bind. Set. Stay bound.
And down a man, but they don't have to face that Bulls scrum. throws up a different set of variables, taken on pace by Cameron Hanekom, who's come more into the game in this second half. Tenacity around the breakdown from Munster on defence as it's taken on by Janus Kirsten.
Good.
Taken in by Mornay Smith. Ball is there and available for Papier. No particular hurry, just lines up his big ball carriers again and on they go. Wessels that time now could see it. He's had a superb game. He's been everywhere around the park. He gets off the line so quickly for a player who's not too far off 34. A lot of miles on the clock, but that's a big turnover.
That man over there, straight on the ball.
Munster steal it.
Josh Wycherley, what a moment for him. Gets over the ball. It's between himself and Thomas Ahern, I think. Could be Ahern more so. Brilliant from Ahern, it is. You know, the Bulls, for the first time we've seen all day, kind of waning in those collisions. They've been so aggressive.
Yeah, so just going back to my point earlier on, Munster should be playing with 15 players because the initial injury that put them down numbers in the front row was a HIA for Ollie Jager.
Okay, some problem from the outside, and I'll try to explain you. There's too many rules in this game, sorry. So the first injury by Munster was for HIA. So you shouldn't go 14, okay? So now we play like this, we stay with the 13-13, which is fine. Now I ask him another player to come in, okay? And we play 15 against 15 because the first injury was HIA. Okay? Now we still have uncontested scrum for 50 minutes, okay?
Yeah, we're back.
It's still injury. I don't know the injury. This is injury. We do not want to make a problem with that. Okay, bring back the player.
And what is the meaning of life?
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
we stay with the penalty for.
So Tadhg Burns says to Andrea Piardi, we've just played 14 minutes with 14 men. If it's still level at the end or we're losing, can we get those 14 minutes back?
We need to trust them. Understand? Otherwise, it's always a mess.
Well, you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Bring back on 15.
There's too many rules in this game.
15 against 15.
Start of that. They're called laws. I'd like to remind the referee, not rules.
It's taken the better part of 15 minutes for the officials over on the far side, who have quicker and better access to that law book than we do to sort things out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that it came to that.
4 and 6. 4 and 6.
Well, Munster will definitely be bolstered by the fact that they've got now an extra man, 15.
Okay,
They should be allowed play with. And they've called the reinforcements as well.
5-man line out, so Alex Kendellen is back in. All the way over the top into the hands of Ruan Quinn, who's come in. Fineen Wycherley there with a white scrum cap wearing 19 is also in. Kendellen there, bottom of your picture and available here. Ruan Quinn. That's Johan Grobler over the ball and getting away with plenty at the breakdown. It's been that kind of second half in particular. We've just had those couple of penalties, 10 apiece at half-time. Stalemate prevails. Quinn the battering ram. Conor Murray's been excellent this evening. Bear in mind he didn't expect to start the game, but they're over the ball, the Bulls. That's a big turnover. It's that man Hanekom.
Yeah, so standing from Hanekom was a good carry from Barron, but you just feel Munster overplaying in that quarter of the field, going through the phases, not making any ground, and the Bulls players just constantly looking for that opportunity to poach.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he was right, pleading his case.
One.
Jan-hendrik Wessels, replaced by number 17, Seán.
Mantanzima is into that Bulls front row on the loose-head side, replacing Jan-hendrik Wessels. No Gerhard Steenekamp in the front row for the Bulls.
Okay, subs made. Number 1 out.
The Bulls taking an age to make their way forward here. A lot of talk in the week from Ruan Norkia about the tempo of their line-out. Bereft of any sort of tempo, and it's not straight from Johan Grobler.
Against them in the first half.
Tom Ahern, incidentally, the player to go off, just to confirm for Ruan. Quinn, so much happening.
Yeah, definitely crooked there, wasn't it?
Let's go.
Murray reminding the referee as well, just in case.
Jack O'Donoghue was the player contesting.
Oh, uncontested, guys. Uncontested. Crouch. Bind. Set. 9.
12 minutes to go, 13 points apiece. It's after a crazy 15 or 20 minutes. It's momentarily gone a little bit of flat inside Thomond Park. Munster players on the pitch need to bring the energy. Booming kick from Crowley, tricky one for Moodie. Unflustered, always looks composed. It's Kendellen back into the fray with a big tackle. Set up the opportunity over the ball, maybe for Mark Donnelly, who was in the poach position.
Use it! That's the end, 19.
Zach Berger has come in to replace Embrose Papier. Kilgallen just had enough time to get away from Sebastian de Klerk for the moment indeed, but it's Berger in with another steal.
Oh, what a moment for the scrum half. Brilliant poach. It was you felt like he overcooked the kick. Papier Kilgallen does really well to take it. It's back in his feet. Oh, Munster have got to be doing better at the breakdown there. Say something if it was a wing forward coming in poaching that ball, but these are the little moments or the big moments that can decide a game. They'll be very frustrated up in that coaching box looking down at that.
Keegan Johannes with the responsibility, the opportunity. Oh, it's tight to that left hand upright. It doesn't hold its line, and it's an opportunity missed. A big opportunity passed up by the Bulls.
22.
Yeah, I can see what it means to the crowd. They know that that was an opportunity lost for the Bulls. You feel like they're going to have a couple of big moments in this game to finish with 9 minutes on the clock. Munster really have to try and drive this one home.
It's kind of a suffocating game in this second half.
Advantage not gone.
Not sure he's made any mistakes up to now. Thaakir Abraham's in the game. We don't really want to see another uncontested scrum. Let's hope something comes of this from the Bulls' point of view. Not too much from a Munster point of view. That's what they'll be saying. No, back we go.
Yeah, there's something massively missing, isn't there, for those people that say, oh, the scrums, they can slow things down.
Okay, no
Well, this is one for the purists. We know we love a scrum.
We go, guys, let's go, please.
It's kind of in the balance for who might make the first mistake, the first one to blink.
No, something has happened that requires an official on-field review from Andrea Piardi. Stefano Rossini is chatting in his ear.
We need to check a possible head contact by number 8, red, on the blue player.
Yeah.
Okay. We are in front of the screen when you're ready.
So Alex Kendellen could be in a spot of bother here. It's Ruan Norkia, the Tyrene Vodacom Bulls captain.
Yeah, it's definitely shoulder to chin, isn't it? Just up a little bit too high, Alex Kendellen. got to be going lower than that.
Yeah, he's a big man to be going that
So
high
I
on.
think, guys, what we don't have, we don't have head on head. We have shoulder to the head, okay? In my view, it is a high tackle, but it's no more than a penalty because it's passive, and I don't see a high level of danger. So I will start again with a penalty against, number 8 red. 8 for an eye shot. Okay?
It's good refereeing, you'd have to say. I'm trying not to be too biased here, but it was a low degree of danger.
Not head on head, but it's a shoulder to the head. Is upright, so this is a full play, but it's no more than a penalty. So a penalty against 8 red.
Rueful shake of the head from Alex Kendellen. On another day, he might be quite relieved. Often those decisions can go either way. So they missed a penalty out on the other side of the field. Get the geometry and the GPS re-coordinated from this left-hand side of the field. This is huge in the context of the game. Oh, he struck that beautifully. Straight down to the kicking tee. The moment it left his boot, splits the uprights. Were right behind that. It was never going anywhere else. A massive 3 points under huge pressure.
Yeah, connected the bat so well. Bit of a left to the right. Slice on it, guiding it through the post. And now questions asked to this Munster team. They always go to the well. Can they pull out a final effort to get this one over the line? The Bulls trying to upset the party.
You just think, Barry, with the amount of injuries they've had pre-game, during game, the fiasco of the uncontested scrums when they were down a man for 14 minutes, not to mention exiting Europe against Bordeaux, the emotional high of La Rochelle the week before. It's all coming to bear in the final 6 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, they do tend to do it the hard way, Munster. It's been the order of the day for the last few years. Even when they won it a few years ago, it was under difficult circumstances. The injury list all season has been so hard, but you know, on a week where resurrection is the order of the day, this could be the time for Munster to resurrect their season.
So Paddy Patterson is in, Rory Scannell is in as well.
Not straight, over 15. Not straight, over 15.
Just nothing at this moment in time is going the way of Munster. Baptism of fire for Lee Barron in that number 16 shirt.
Guys.
Yeah, CAPT he's trying to go for an overthrow. Maybe the call wasn't there. Hard to know exactly, but it's just another one of those moments for Munster where one hand isn't talking to the other.
Set.
Well, we saw them take a big scalp against Leinster in dramatic fashion a few weeks ago at Loftus Versfield, but generally speaking this season the Bulls have been vastly improved on the road. They've won at the Ospreys, Benetton, Connacht down a couple of weeks ago in France against Bayonne, but this would trump all of those and then some.
Time off. Say here, 21. I will not reward you because you dummy. I will not give a penalty against you then because you dummy. I will start the game with a scrum, your ball. You are offside, wait, don't be run too quickly. I will not penalize you because you dummy. Scrum, blue ball.
That's what I've never seen before, to say.
Set you on side, please.
Well, if he did, there wasn't much in it. Certainly he was absolutely convinced that Fineen Wycherley either way was in an offside position, so.
Crouch!
The circus rolls on.
Yeah, it's been that sort of second half, hasn't it, really? difficult for Seán O'Brien. He'll be absolutely livid with himself, but it wasn't easy. He had to turn at the last minute. Raking low wiper of a kick.
Oh, Seán O'Brien, he literally does not put a foot wrong week in, week out. So reliable. And yeah, that's one. Maybe he could have trapped with his foot, but such a difficult skill.
Time off. Can we play? Yeah, thanks.
Well, they've managed the game well, the Bulls. It's not a...
Yeah, time is off.
That's what they do.
Let's go, guys.
The stats dictate or show that they're very happy to play this type of tempo, a lot of the game without the ball. Tricky conditions. They've gone to their bench and used that well.
Bind.
This will be massive in the context of their season, as I said before. They go to the Glasgow Warriors next week, and then they'll expect, with the greatest respect to Cardiff and the Dragons.
Set. Take him back. Take him back.
So Crowley, now they do have a secondary kicking option. It's the long boot, the left boot of Rory Scannell. Oh, now where's that off to? Where is that off to? It's a big mistake. It's a simple, needless mistake given the time and space.
How many?
Yeah, he really needed to just put that down the field, didn't he? Down the centre would have been fine. Exactly what Munster were looking for. We spoke about it earlier, lacking that second option of a kicker. Rory Scannell rifled the big left foot down the centre of the field. Big kick chase from Munster.
Huge tariff on this throw from Barron. Just go to the captain, calls it on himself, takes it at the front. The first part negotiated with a lack of frills. Paddy Patterson, Scannell. Kutsia has been so good, so strong, so quick off the line. Patterson, Kendellen, slippy ball. Any mistake here, and that's the game you would feel. Can they find a way through? Were the Bulls offside? Crowley, Scannell, once again he's thumped backwards. Ruan Norkey has been excellent again. He is every week. Kendellen can't get his hands free, needs to protect the ball. Crowley, they've got to try and force the issue, force something. At least they'll make sure of the ball. Patterson, well, the Munster attack hasn't really ever looked like cutting the Bulls open. Oh, now they've spilled it. Tadhg burning the contact, kick downfield. Krobler's off in chase. One or two weary Munster players. Jack Crowley now doesn't need to get snared inside his own 22. Did brilliantly now. Space potentially for O'Brien. Backfield covered very quickly. Johannes with Williams outside him. Crowley is taking a knock. Canan Moodie gingerly back to his feet as well. Abrahams stopped by Krobler. Frantic, 79 minutes on the watch. 3-point game. Munster have got to go 70 metres. Farrell. Oh, can you afford to kick the ball away? Can the Bulls manage their way to a really important victory here? Don't really need to go anywhere. Oh, it's too big. It's way too big again.
Straight out.
Wow. Munster get one more opportunity.
Time off.
Not sure what he was thinking there. Crowley took a heavy hit when he offloaded to Thaakir Abrams down here in front of us. Bodies strewn across the pitch.
Okay. You go out? Yes.
So running repairs for 2 or 3 players. Zach Berger is down. Hanekom back on his feet. Crowley not in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, they need him.
Yeah, we know he's made it tough stuff, don't we, Jack Crowley? what a few weeks he's had. He wasn't happy with how he was hit.
Straight into my head, I'm going to pass the ball again.
I didn't see.
Yeah, he's making his point that it was straight to the head. Again, Stefano Rossini will have reviewed that. You would be absolutely sure as TMO. It's bad news for Zach Berger. Off he goes. Embrose Papier just in the top right of your picture, ready to be reintroduced.
How many? 5.
So it feels like we're kind of back to where we started.
Yeah, it's drop goal territory. You're thinking maybe for Jack Crowley to draw this game.
Now, how's that viewed by the officials? It was taken again by the same man, Ruan Quinn. Donnelly takes it on, and they'll fight for their lives at breakdown time here. The Bulls for any kind of decision from Andrea Piardi. Man on the wrong side is Matanzima. Crowley. Kilgallen upended by Ruan Norkia. He's led by example in that tight 5 for the Bulls this evening. They've been excellent. It was Tadhg who knocked it on the last time after a big collision. He's protected that much better. Oh, that's risky from Scannell, coming at pace. Somehow held on to attacker. Abrahams gets it away. Ruan Quinn now.
Behind.
Every metre is energy sapping. It's so difficult to make progress against this belligerent, stubborn, resolute Bulls defence who are coming off the line very quickly, risking drifting offside. Crowley on the wraparound, doesn't get it back from Farrell. Devin Williams is in there. Knee to the ground though, he's got to be released and is. How much is left in the tank? Patterson under pressure. Crowley, he looks absolutely out on his feet, particularly after that big collision that he shipped. Now the Munster player, did he get the ground? There's the ball. Patterson, Kendellen. Frenetic, frantic stuff, but they're being forced back 10-15 metres. Is there a line break in someone, anyone from a Munster point of view here potentially? Farrell. Bulls are doing so well to fill the pitch because they too are fatiguing. 14 phases, they haven't made any progress in terms of field position.
Incredible effort from the Bulls, isn't it? Constantly on their feet. Munster just can't find the edge.
Seán O'Brien, massive defensive set from the Bulls. Is it the last stand to try and see it home and eke out this victory, which would galvanise their season heading into the final 3 games of the regular 18-match season in their quest for a home playoff? They're over the ball. It's Norkia. He's not rewarded. Patterson goes on. Crowley. Jack O'Donoghue, shoulder to the wheel and drives the legs, pumps the quads, tries to make a couple of metres beyond contact. Munster coming again. Barron. Patterson once more. They found a little bit of energy. Crowley, in they go to O'Brien, and he spilled it, and that's the game. Off the field it goes from Canan Moodie, and it's a famous Thomond Park triumph for the Vodacom Bulls. Thomond Park pitch